Good afternoon and welcome to another Monday session of our Facebook Live on My Swim. I am Coach Chris, the co-founder and developer of the My Swim program, and I'm here to talk to you today about why we rotate in freestyle and what it means to actually be a balanced freestyle swimmer. So these are two topics that I spend a lot of time with talking to swimmers about, especially for the fact that there's so many people that do not know how to rotate their bodies, or at least not rotate their bodies efficiently when they're swimming freestyle. So what does it mean to rotate? Okay, so we're swimming freestyle, and what we're talking about is we're talking about this shoulder roll business from one to the other. We're looking for that nice 45-degree angle, getting that shoulder nice and high, get those elbows out of the water, get that arm out of the water. This rotation really helps accelerate and propel us forward in the water. How do we do it? We're not actually really rolling our shoulders. What we're looking for is we're looking for getting that power from our hips. We're looking for that rotation from our hip back and forth like this, right? Keeping that rotation from our hips allows us to generate that power, get that long reach, catch, and pull through. What this does is it really allows us to generate more power per stroke, but using less energy in order to generate that power. So when you're swimming freestyle, you're looking for that rotation, that deep rotation, okay? And it's not always just from the shoulders, right? We're talking from the hips. If you've ever done Russian twists, okay, this motion from back to forth, it's an ab exercise. So you're here, you have your medicine ball, you're Russian twisting back and forth, right? Even if you're not Russian twist, you're here, you're here. Same idea in freestyle. You're trying to use that core, reach, grab that next stroke, reach, grab that next stroke. So I always talk to swimmers, I say, if you're only a swimmer that's about 5'6", 5'7", even my height, 5'11", right? You want to always try to swim like somebody twice your size, at the very least. Every single stroke should be a reach for that other side of the pool, okay? Spinning your wheels doesn't get you very far if you're not reaching. Anybody can do this, but that's not going to be efficient. Sure, you'll grab a lot of water, you'll make a lot of splashing, you'll look like you're going fast, but you're not actually going fast at all. You're expending a lot of energy, you're not going to last longer than maybe 50 meters at a time. Okay, but if you want to swim the 200, the 400, the 800, the 1500, you have to use long, efficient strokes. You don't necessarily want to spin your wheels. Even people like Nathan Adrian, who is one of the fastest sprinters of all time. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is the fastest sprinter of all time right now. He still uses a long stroke. Sure, he's getting those wheels spinning, but every single stroke is thought out and it's meticulous in terms of how he's grabbing that water. Right? Everyone, getting that shoulder roll, that reach, expanding less of his body in the water. We've talked about this before. If you think of yourself like a knife, the water is a big brick of cheese, all right? You're not going to use the flat side of a knife to cut a slice of cheese. All you're going to do is smush the cheese. You want to make sure that you use the sharp part of the knife, slice through, right? We are the knife. The water is our brick of cheese. You want to take that motion, slice through the water. Every single stroke is a slice. Use that body. Have less of a surface area in the water will help you, A, generate power from your hips, B, allow you to get a longer, deeper pull, okay, keeping those shoulders high, get these muscles engaged. This is why we actually rotate. By rotating, it allows us to engage our lats versus our shoulders. If you swim flat like this, it is very hard to engage your lat muscles and the bigger muscles of your back. You want to make sure that you're reaching, engaged, pull through. This takes a lot of pressure off our shoulders and really helps with our stroke. This is really important for novice intermediate swimmers. You know, swimmers who are just starting out in the water tend to just do this. They figure they can just pull, and even this is probably too much rotation for many swimmers. You know, you gotta make sure that you get that nice long pull, reach out. So what do? I always do drills such as distance per stroke, DPS, okay? I always set a goal. I always like to try to tell my swimmers, if you can get between 12 and 15 strokes per 25, you're going to be starting to get efficient strokes. So that should be your goal. Start counting your strokes. When you push off, start counting. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see how far you can get on each one of those strokes. You know, make each stroke count. You want to make sure that you only get within that 12 to 15 stroke range. You know, you don't want to try to go over. The higher you go over, the less efficient your stroke is. Again, you'll be spinning your wheels, but you don't necessarily go anywhere. Also, another good drill. This is called pause drill. There's 2 variations I always like to play with. There's a 6-beat kick pause drill. So that would be take a full stroke, okay? One arm is back, one arm is forward, you're here, and you're going to kick from your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rotating to that next stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? The second variation is to actually double that. Count for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pull. 1, 2, 3. And find that rotation. You want to make sure that that shoulder is out of the water. Your body's turned away from the bottom of the pool. Okay, it's turned to the other side of the pool. You're here, you're pulling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? You can do this drill with a snorkel. You can do this drill without. If you're doing it without, you know, make sure that you keep your head nice and steady, looking down at the pool. And if you need to breathe, hold it in that breath position. Don't overextend. Don't have your head looking straight up at the sky. Make sure it's just here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull through. Go to the other side. Okay? Body position. We've talked a lot about staying horizontal. You want to have that horizontal plane. Okay? So yes, we're rotating on the x-axis, going back and forth, but our bodies from head to toe are flat in the water. You never want to have any sort of angle. You never want to look like you're almost running across the bottom of the pool. You want to be balanced, you want to be horizontal across the pool. You basically, think of it this way. Somebody's taken a big stick, stuck it into your mouth, it's coming out your behind, and you're just rotating, you're pivoting on that stick, okay? I know it's a gross analogy, I probably need to come up with one that's better, but that idea that you're just rotating back and forth, not up and down, will really help you generate a lot more power and a lot more efficiency into that stroke. So what else can we do? There's another drill I like to do with swimmers that involves called pressing the T. So from across your chest, down the middle of your core, that's your T region. And if you can learn how to press the T, press forward, that's going to help you not only in freestyle, but in breaststroke and fly as well. Okay? So learning how to press the T, and that means every single stroke you're pressing, you're reaching, trying to accelerate your body forward. You're not trying to let your body kind of sink. You want to make sure you're kind of getting that press. Okay, you should feel a little bit of a press. And you can do this without even using your arms. You can press by just rotating, okay, head down, just learning how to press the T, okay. You can do a single arm drill pull where you're pressing, okay. You can also do even the catch-up free, okay. And with catch-up free, you can still press, right? Get that pressing forward motion. You should feel like you're almost trying to swim uphill a little bit, okay? Or downhill, sorry. You're trying to swim downhill a little bit, okay? You're getting that press forward motion, okay? Another drill you can do for a good balance in freestyle. Do not use your legs. Leave your legs very steady. Let them kind of hang behind you. This is both good for rotation and for balance. Okay. So when you're doing is you're not kicking. You're going to just roll from the hips and you're just rolling back and forth. Okay. This one's really good if you have a snorkel, if you have access to a snorkel. That way you don't have to move your head. You can keep yourself a little bit more balanced. Do not use a pull buoy for this drill, for this particular drill, okay? You want to have that sensation that your body is getting a little bit of drag. You can't go too slow either, okay? If you're going too slow, if your arms are only moving like this, and you're not really grabbing any water, what do you think is going to happen in the bottom half? It's going to start to sink. Very much going to, those legs, you'd be surprised how heavy your legs are in that water, all right? They may not feel too heavy if you're just walking around, but as soon as you get in water, it's the first thing that sinks to the bottom, okay? So you want to make sure you keep your core nice and tight through here. You don't want to go too slow. You got to make sure you grab and reach, okay? The more efficient that front stroke is, and the more velocity you can get, the higher your legs are going to stay within the water. So make sure you keep all this nice and tight, rotate from the hips, and pull all the way through. So those are just a couple of quick tips. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. We're having a blast making them for you. If you want even more content and even more videos, more help, support, more questions answered, head on over to our Facebook group. We've called it the myswim.community. So you can actually type that into Google and find us. It's myswim.community, and it'll bring you straight into the Facebook group. We'll add you right away. We'll start answering questions for you. We'll help you transform the way you swim. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday. Love you guys for your attention. Thank you. Have a good one.